Hi guys, guess who did an interview? You're not going to be shocked. It's the turd burglar. She has done an interview, of course, playing the little victim like, oh my God. But let's get into it. We all know she hates everyone. Plus, she hates the most is losing. She never loses. Let's look at parts of her interview, my favorite parts.
Do you stand by your testimony and your accusations against Johnny Depp about abuse?
Of course, to my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony.
Let's go back to the day of the verdict. Were you feeling confident?
That's a great question.
I'll tell you why it's a great question, because she's stalling, because she has no answer. She always does that. She takes a big, huge pauses, and she's got no clue, man, because she's a compulsive liar. She's got to remember her lies all the time. That's epic. I'm not a body language expert on any level. I know a little, enough to get me by. But this next bit, I want to show you how much she snarls and curls her lip. And even if you're not au fait on the body language stuff, she just comes across as a snarky liar. I'm sorry, but she just does. Check it out.
I wish I could say yes to that.
Here's a little 101 on body language. If someone curls or bites their lip, it means they're generally holding back on something. It means that they've either told a lie or they're wanting to say a whole lot more, but they're not. She does it non-stop. And you'll notice that when she's like pleading innocence and this is the truth, she's always, with her head movements, doing no. Not yes, because usually when we're saying, this is the truth, we're like nodding, going, come on, man, you got to believe me, we're nodding. She's always saying the exact same words, but the thing about body language is you can't trick the brain. It knows the truth, so it won't comply. Keep your eye out for it, because it's a dead giveaway. You feel me?
Even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't tell me, look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation.
In the closing arguments, the Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. I'm the performer.
I'm sorry, did the turd burglar just make reference to Edward Scissorhands not having real hands as scissors? Jesus! I thought that was a documentary, not a fictional movie. I'm in shock. And honestly, I thought, at some point we're going to see some good slices on her skin and hands and all the rest of it where Edward hugged her. She is an outrage, and I do believe Rottenborn would have written that with Elaine and they would have been like, yes, see, we made a point. Hearsay. That was the worst point ever. All right, keep going. Keep digging the hole, girl.
I had listened to weeks of testimony insinuating that, or saying quite directly that, I'm a terrible actress.
Yeah, you're a performer. Doesn't mean you're good or bad if you're a performer. There's good ones, there's bad ones. You're really bad at it. That's the thing. But people pay big money because of your pretty face. Hopefully now you'll only be eligible for the dirty porn industry. That's my feeling, because you have dug the deepest hole I think I've ever seen any human ever dig that is of the entertainment world.
You say you were responding, but there is evidence. There are tapes in which you acknowledge hitting. There are tapes in which you say, I started the fight.
I know much has been made of these audio tapes. They were first leaked online after being edited. What you would hear in those clips are not evidence of what was happening. It was evidence of a negotiation of how to talk about that.
There you go. She just told the truth. It was a negotiation because Johnny was in a hostage crisis and she was a negotiator, but she was on the other side. She was on the bad side. She wasn't like the cop on the phone negotiating. She is like, maybe she should be a politician because she lies as much as them. It doesn't matter how much media is out there. It doesn't even matter about any of that. If she came across as a lovely, kind, caring person, just in general, people wouldn't have this feeling. But humans have a very strong gut response to people that are frauds. And that's just how we're built. And she's a freaking fraud. And she can't accept that she couldn't fool us because she has fooled so many before us. But when it went to the public opinion, bum, 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 she went down to Funky Town. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't nice Funky Town. It was stinky like her whole being.
What about the witnesses who said they have seen you instigate physical violence?
I've seen firsthand how people will file rank and support the person they depend on.
Did they all come in and lie in court?
I am not here to call any of his witnesses any names. I'm here to just kind of talk about it from what it felt like for me as a person who sat there.
When I asked his lawyers, why do you think you won? And the answer I got was, because she never took responsibility for anything she did in the marriage.
I don't think she's ever taken responsibility for anything she's ever done because she's perfect. And someone that has as many mental conditions as this lady, she's not going to see anything with a objective vision. She's just going to see everything from her way. And it's either her way or the highway. But you know what? She's been found out after 36 years. Only person I feel really sad for is her little baby. He's got to grow up with this nut job as a mother. Anyway, I'm finishing in a second. I just wanted you guys to check her snarly little face out for the last time because, man, she lets it rip at the end of this interview. She just cannot stop snarling. Billy Idol.
I will always continue to feel like I was a part of this, like I was the other half of this relationship because I was. And it was ugly and could be very beautiful. It was very, very toxic. We were awful to each other. You know, I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. But I've always told the truth.
That she always tells the truth. That was her greatest lie of all. Thanks, Mrs. Turd Burglar. You've really nailed it with the end of the interview. And do you notice that she just says words that have no real meaning? Like it's just stating the obvious. Like, I was a part of this relationship, yes. I mean, it was good and bad. Yeah? And? You don't like her either, Murphy. I know. Even my cat hates her. Can you fathom it? Even my mum says what a horrible person she is. And my mum just sees like tiny little clips on the news. And in Australia, it's not all on Johnny's side. They show both sides. And someone who's, you know, elderly goes, oh my God, what a horrible person. Look at her face. The big poo under her nose. Yeah, it's true. It's an invisible poo, but we all know it's there. So go and watch the full interview if you want. I've just broken it down to my favourite number one Amber Turd Burglar lying points. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I love you guys. Cheers. Boles.